halftime.
Welcome back to Boston, where the Warriors have opened a 15-point halftime lead. The Splash Brothers have combined for 24. The Celtics have committed 13 turnovers. Stephen A., your thoughts?
My thought is Boston looks absolutely shook. You up 14-2, and the next thing you know, you down 21 points. They got blitzed. Jordan Poole came off the bench, gave a huge spark, hit 4 of his 6 shots. Of course, Clay has been hitting shots as well. But more than anything else, Marcus Smart being in foul trouble, and the stars that is Tatum and Jaylen Brown have not shown up to match the intensity that the Golden State Warriors have thrown. I ain't like the last 2 or 3 minutes for Golden State, but outside of that, they have dominated for the most part. Boston's in trouble.
13 turnovers and getting killed on the boards. That's inexcusable. That's a sign of both some sort of disorganization, panic, not understanding what the mission is tonight. All we've talked about and all they've talked about is not turning the ball over. And it doesn't matter that points over turnovers, after turnovers is essentially even. The Warriors can play and turn the ball over. That's okay. The Celtics cannot get away with that, because not only are you giving up points, but you're not scoring on those opportunities. And to get out rebounded here in a game, in an elimination game, that doesn't make any sense.
And at 3 of 14, the Boston Celtics from three-point range. But here's the thing I want to say. Boston got to stop crying to the refs. They got to stop flopping too much. Marcus Smart, all 3 of his fouls, he ended up on the floor. You playing at home. It's an elimination game. You got to play with force. Like, the Warriors ain't using kill shots. The Warriors ain't using warning shots. They using kill shots. You see Clay, you see Poole, you see Steph. They going for the jugular.
Other thing I want to mention, Draymond Green. We got to give him some love right now. He's got 7 assists. He's got 7 rebounds. He's got 5 assists. He's grabbing every key rebound. Yep. He's pushing tempo, dictating pace. He's finding open shooters. He's setting them up. He's out rebounding them. He's playing with the force that Jaylen says Boston should be playing with. This is not good for the Boston. This is incredibly disappointing thus far.
And the fans let them hear it, too. There was a moment late in that half where the Celtic fans were booing the home team as they fell way behind. Jaylen, it is the Warriors getting out on the break and getting it done.
13 turnovers ignites a player like Wiggins in a dunk like that.
We're back in just a moment. We're shooting performance from Steph Curry. The Warriors won Game 5 to move within 1 victory of their 4th championship in the last 8 years. Andrew Wiggins picking up the slack, leading the Warriors in both points and rebounds for the first time all season in the victory. And so, Jaylen, let's cut right to the chase here. How have the Warriors pushed the Celtics to the brink?
They forced Jason Tatum to struggle, and I got a couple of plays I want to show you, gentlemen, on not only Jason Tatum struggling offensively, but the Golden State Warriors literally taking advantage of it on the next possession. Jason Tatum, as he continues to get into his attack, and he's being guarded by Wiggins, you got to be decisive, Greeny. He's going east and west. In this game, it's great to go north and south. And all of a sudden, Wiggins does a great contest. The ball is short. Now, this is the next possession. Literally, Steph Curry with the basketball. Looney sets the screen. And look, the crossover Steph, and there goes Wiggins. Attacking the drive against Al Horford, feeling confident after he got a stop against their best player. Now I'm going to be an offensive weapon. Here's the Wiggins again defensively. No passes here, Stephen A. This was like you and Stephen A. Except you probably made it in high school.
Not that much. I was just as bad as him.
And so now all of a sudden, look, the next possession. Look who's guarding him, Wilbon. Before it was Horford. Now it's Robert Williams III. Steve Kerr did a great job of playing Wiggins up front, keeping his confidence high on offense. But for Tatum, you got to continue to be decisive with your offensive.
You know, Jaylen, you're right. But the thing about it is that let's really crystallize this. Just like you said, he was dribbling the ball. That means you ain't passing it. That means you ain't distributing it to anybody. And you're allowing the Golden State Warriors, an experienced championship-tested team, to literally stand around, spy a little bit. They don't even have to guess. They don't even have to anticipate that much, Wilbon. All they have to do is lie in wait because you're so predictable and hesitant with what you're doing. Jaylen's absolutely right. You can't be hesitant with these dudes. You got to catch, attack, shoot or pass immediately. And it's got to be instantaneous. You can't hesitate, because when you do, they've got the legs to recover and to be able to defend against you, and that's going to limit you offensively.
Which leads me to believe that just the Golden State Warriors have utilized their assets better than the Celtics have to this point. And even when things come into play that weren't there at the beginning, like Andrew Wiggins, you know, we've seen a little Jordan Poole. We've seen a little bit more of timely contributions from the Warriors. I mean, Steph, I know Steph started off the series great, but the 43-point game to come here on the road when they had to have it down 2-1. The Warriors have had more timely contribution. The question is, can the Celtics throw that timing off tonight?
To use the example that you just used, though, a lot of those shots were contested. 14-26 shooting from the field, 7-14 from three-point range. We saw Steph Curry on at least 2 occasions. He thought he was fouled, and I thought he was fouled as well. On about 2 other occasions, there was somebody right in his face. The star showed up and played like the star. We've been waiting. Every single game this series, not a single Celtic, as Jalen pointed out earlier, has scored 30 points. We've been waiting for that.
I'm glad you brought up contested shots. Jaylen Brown took 18 shots. 17 of them were contested.
17.
So if you're the Celtics, when you turn the ball over 15 times, you're 1-7. The team in this series that win the points in the paint is 5-0.
Listen, late and close have not been the Celtics' friends. All season long, they were 29th of the league in clutch time in the regular season. And it is now time for tonight's DraftKings Sportsbook predictions. Jalen Rose, you know the game, and you are very good at it. I will give you the player and the situation, and you give us the over or the under. We start with Steph. Will he make 5 or more threes tonight?
He was 0 for 9 in the previous game. I wouldn't be surprised if he attempts 9 threes in the first half. He goes over 5 tonight.
All right, so that's the one superstar. How about Boston's star? Will Jason Tatum score 28 or more tonight?
The Boston Celtics haven't had a player in this series score over 28. So it has to be under, Greeny. I think their role players are going to play a lot better, including Al Horford. I say the under on 28.
He's got the Warrior going over. He's got the Celtic going under. How about Draymond Green? Combined 21 points, rebounds, and assists.
He could get that. And I think him getting off to an offensive start, being aggressive, is the key. I believe 8 points, 7 assists, 6 boards, gets that done around the corner. Draymond Green goes over.
And I tell you, Jalen has been sensational through the postseason.
Let's get this money.
With these predictions, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And during the finals, new customers can bet $5 to win up to $150 in free bets instantly. Just use the code SPLASH when you sign up. Meanwhile, we're counting it down. Ray Allen is in the house, Stephen A.
The greatest shooter in the history of basketball until Steph Curry arrived. 2,973 threes. A special man.
This is it. Don't get scared now. Sharad Gira, Emerson Latzia, 2 dudes from DraftKings delivering a betting preview of Game 6 of the NBA Finals. You got the Warriors on the brink of another title, so what do bettors need to know? Hook us up.
Since 2010, the teams that have won a Finals game with a spread of 6 or less are virtually undefeated. Looking back over the last 25 seasons, just 2 teams have overcome a 3-2 deficit to win the championship. Can Boston pull off a miracle? Sure, it's possible, but they have to limit the turnovers. The Celtics are just 1-7 in this postseason when recording 16 or more turnovers and 13-2 in the other game.